This is The Clash, where the real world clashes with a true Christian worldview. Join former professional wrestler Chris Whaley, known as the Masked Saint, who is an author, pastor, and teacher that brings his wrestling skills into the squared circle and tackles real-life issues. Along with Jeff Dixon, best-selling author, internationally known teacher, leader, and pastor who is not afraid to tackle the tough issues of the world we live in. Together they form a tag team of wisdom in The Clash.
Hi, welcome to The Clash, where we take the culture that we live in and allow it to clash into a Christian worldview. And the end result is this show where we're going to talk about things as it relates to life and love and following God and all those kind of things. I'm Jeff Dixon. I'm joined by
Chris Whaley.
And this is a very special episode. We're getting into the holiday season, the Christmas season. But before we get there, we got another date we have to get over.
Yep.
Which
Thanksgiving.
one?
Thanksgiving. Yep. One of my favorites.
Well, I think we should maybe call this the Thanksgiving episode.
Wow. I wish I'd thought of that.
Yeah, because
That's a great
there's not a lot of
episode.
Thanksgiving specials out there.
No,
not like this.
There's not.
Yeah.
There's not. Even Thanksgiving movies.
Oh yeah, there's no such animal, right?
There's nothing. We're filling a void.
We are, and so this is destined, I believe, to be a Thanksgiving classic.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
grab a turkey leg, rip it off the bird, sit down in front of your television, your phone, whatever you're watching us on, and get ready. We'll be right back after this break, and we'll
All right.
start the Thanksgiving episode.
What are you doing Christmas Eve?
I'm glad you asked. And, our folks here could join us. If you are in the Central Florida area, join us here at the Church at 434 in Winter Springs at 7 o'clock, Christmas Eve night for a candlelight service. It's outside under the stars. And if you can't be with us, go to touchandchange.net or the Church at 434 app, or you can find us on Facebook. And we're streaming live, and we would love to have you join us from 7 to 8 o'clock. We'll see you on Christmas Eve. In the Bible, the church is called the body of Christ. Hopefully you have a place that you call home when it comes to church. And hopefully you attend there, and hopefully you find a connection with other people. But also, we live in a world where we are connected digitally. And online, you're more than welcome to come visit the Church at 434. That's where Chris Whaley and I are part of that staff. The website, touchandchange.net, touchandchange.net. Use the QR code to get there. You'll find all sorts of resources that will help you in your journey of faith. We look forward to seeing you at the Church at 434. Hi, welcome back. This is the Thanksgiving episode. Hopefully you're enjoying that turkey leg that you're stuffing your face with. It's that time of year. It's a great time of year.
It is.
And we are
Awesome time.
coming up on Thanksgiving. What do you remember about Thanksgiving as a kid? What was that like in the Whaley household?
Well, to be honest with you, those were not good days.
Okay.
My dad was a long-distance truck driver. He was gone. I don't ever remember spending a Thanksgiving with my dad when I was a boy.
Okay.
I did as an adult many times, but not as a boy. And my mom, it was just my mom and me, and so it wasn't as special.
Okay.
It became very special when I got married, when we had kids, and it just became pretty much a tradition that I even hate to break, because I mean, we just got it all planned out.
Okay.
I mean,
Now, why did it become so important when you became an adult and got married?
I think because of just the excitement and the tradition that we built around it. On Wednesday night, 11:30, I put the turkey on the smoker, let it smoke all night long. I got the turkey on the top, and I got a ham underneath it, so that the turkey just kind of drops on the grease kind of drops on the ham. And I get up a couple times during the night and put wood chips on there. And then first thing in the morning, I go out and I check it and look at it. I take it off of the smoker about 10 o'clock, and it just smells up the whole house. And we always have our family over. We have, a great meal, just spend a great afternoon together. Our Thanksgiving blessing is a great time as we pray together, thanking God for how He's blessed us, and it's just excellent. I used to watch that, a stupid parade on Thanksgiving morning, but it's become so woke. I don't even like to watch it anymore. No.
Okay.
And then they always show It's a Wonderful Life on
Yeah, they do.
Thanksgiving
They show that,
Day, football, eating. I mean, you eat and you get up, and a little bit later you go back in, you eat some more, and
eat again,
watch football, and watch It's a Wonderful Life, and it's just a great day. What about you, Jeff? Tell me your big memories as a child.
I remember as a kid, Thanksgiving was a big deal. And I remember as a kid growing up, we used to do Thanksgiving with our neighbors who were really good friends. And we would get together on Thanksgiving and eat as families. And so that was fun as we got a little bit older. We would always have, folks that would join us at the table. But my mom was always just, very diligent. Man, she would put together a Thanksgiving dinner. She'll watch the show. She did a great job with that. Her dressing was incredible. And she, made Thanksgiving fun. And so I have a lot of good memories of Thanksgiving. I remember the older I got, Thanksgiving seemed to get a little bit more complicated because you had to show up, at your house. You had to show up at somebody else's house. You had to get from place to place trying to squeeze it all in. And as I got to be an adult, again, it has evolved because, again, it started with a family at home. We would have Thanksgiving and everyone would come over. We used to do Thanksgivings in the front yard, like the Pilgrims. We'd put tables out in the front yard under the trees, and we would just, kind of eat out there, and everybody would come, and we would just spread food out. And as time has gone by, you got people who have not, who have moved away and maybe no longer with us. And so we'll spend Thanksgiving, actually, for the meal portion, down here at the church. Really? And we'll be here at the church, and usually there's a few guests that will come our way, and and anybody that wants to come can kind of come and hang out, and we'll eat here. And so it's just changed. The theme is still the same. The food hasn't changed that much. I mean, it's still pretty much the same meal. But see, I do still watch the parade.
You do?
Yeah, I'm always waiting for that balloon to go wonky. Huh. I love the possibility of a balloon going off track. I think that's kind of exciting. And I never watch A Wonderful Life. I watch Miracle on 34th Street, the old one.
Oh, yeah.
The classic.
Color or black and white?
Black and white.
Black and white.
Because, again, because that really is a Thanksgiving movie.
That's classic.
It starts Thanksgiving Day, Macy's Parade, fascinated by that. And so for me, that's part of the tradition. Yeah. Usually Thanksgiving night at some point is when I get to the point where that's ready to come on and turn on. And the other thing that happens on Thanksgiving is that's our official start day to count down to Christmas.
Yep.
And so we actually start doing some decorating that day.
We do it the next day.
Okay.
The next day, I put the lights up, I get the tree out of the attic, I get the decorations out of the attic, we decorate the house, and usually we put on It's a Wonderful Life while we're doing that.
Oh, you do it? Okay, that works.
So we, I don't always watch it on Thanksgiving, even though it's on, because we watch it while we're setting up our tree. And something great about Thanksgiving too is to try to include some people or a single person that doesn't have a family, and get them to be a part of it. Yeah. We have a young black guy that used to live across the street from us, and he's usually at all of our holiday celebrations because he's from Michigan, doesn't have any family down here, so we're his family.
Sure.
And matter of fact, he was at the house this morning, and we have a great time inviting people that don't have family.
Yeah.
And I got to ask you this question: What is your favorite dish on Thanksgiving?
Pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie?
Yeah. See, I'm not a turkey fan.
Yeah.
I could do without the turkey. For a few years, we went through a stint where not only did we have turkey, but we also would have brisket. Now, those were the good Thanksgiving years.
Yeah.
But I tolerate turkey. Yeah. It's okay. It's not
I don't
my
eat
favorite.
turkey either.
It's not my favorite.
I eat ham. I love ham.
I like smoked turkey though.
Oh,
yeah. And I like the ham. Yeah. So that's not my favorite. But I love the desserts. Yeah. They're great fun. I love the trees. I don't get as excited necessarily about the meal because I'm not one that's going to eat all day. I just get excited about the opportunity to have. It's a different meal. You have people around. There are people that you might not normally get to eat with. I can remember the ones that we used to have in the yard. You never knew who was going to walk up. Yeah. And grab a seat, and so it always kind of made it special.
Well, my favorite is my wife makes a sweet potato casserole.
Okay.
And it's got kind of a pecan crust on it.
Mm-hmm.
Make a puppy pull a freight train.
Really?
I mean, it is the best stuff. Matter of fact, I'm going to do something for our audience. If you want my wife's recipe for sweet potato casserole, you email me, and I will send you her recipe for sweet potato casserole. It is amazing. I can't wait for Thanksgiving.
Well, and so at the bottom of the screen, you now see Chris's email address. And email him if you want that recipe. And if you don't hear back from him, you'll know that when he went home and told Verna about this, that she said, I'm not sending my recipe out. that could very well happen.
Well, she got it from somebody. She doesn't mind.
And then Chris will be available to come to Thanksgiving at your house. And so don't hesitate to invite him when you email him. Now, as you think about that, I mean, I'm always intrigued because people kind of run the gamut with Thanksgiving traditions. Some people like it, some people don't. Some people just skip right past it.
Right.
To go toward Christmas. For me, it's kind of the official kickoff to Christmas.
Right.
Even though all the stores are already set up and everybody else is selling stuff and you're already probably shopping by then, that there's something special about that day and just kind of turning the corner. And what I like about Thanksgiving is that moment where you're getting ready to move into a season where you're going to be thankful for a lot. Really focused on that and what Jesus did and God's gift of that baby in the manger. I mean, all of that really does kind of, to me, get teed up around Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
And after that, it's kind of like all bets are off, and here come the lights, here comes the decorations, here come the parties, here comes the gift giving, the gift sharing. I mean, all of those kind of things get stacked up. And it's very, very cool, very exciting. And so Thanksgiving is fun.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, hopefully, our audience is looking forward to Thanksgiving.
I hope so.
I mean, those are some of our memories. But, everybody's different. I mean, everybody, may like it, they may not like it. But I think maybe we should take a break. And after the break, let's come back and talk about some specific reasons that being thankful and Thanksgiving is good for us.
Yeah.
If you're a follower, being thankful is always a good thing.
Right.
And so even if you're not a Thanksgiving turkey fan, you're not a big fan of the day, maybe we can do some things that would encourage people to be excited about the Thanksgiving season.
Yeah,
and we're there. So let's do that.
That'd be awesome.
All right. We'll be right back after this break. Hi. Thanks for not leaving during the break because, I'm obviously trying to get you to buy something. I really am. If you're anything like me, middle of summer, sometimes it gets really hot. We film here in Florida. It's hot all the time. And every once in a while, you'd like to take a little bit of a break. Get a little Christmas spirit going in your life. If so, I have a suggestion for you. I have written a novella based upon the characters that show up in my novels. It's called Then Christmas Happens. It's available in the exclusive paperback edition, the collectible hardback edition, or if you're lazy like I am and you want someone to read to you, you can also get this book on Audible in about an hour and 10, 15 minutes. Hear it, read it, and get a little Christmas magic happening in your life. To get it, you have to go to Amazon, look up My Name's Jeff Dixon, and then let Christmas happen in your life. We are back. This is the Thanksgiving episode, and we talked about memories and traditions and things that we like or don't like about Thanksgiving early on. Let's turn the corner a little bit though and talk about the spiritual aspect of Thanksgiving. We understand as followers of Jesus, we need to be thankful.
Right.
Let's unpack that a little bit for our folks. What do they need to know about that? Why they need to be thankful?
You and I were talking before we started filming today, and I shared with you, and I'll share with our audience, that, for me, the greatest thing in the world that I have to be thankful for is the fact that I am a sinner saved by the grace of God. That's my greatest Thanksgiving, is for His marvelous grace in my life. How about you?
About the same. I'm teaching right now about the choices we make, pre-choices. And I am convinced that one of the downfalls for followers is that we don't make a choice when we go to bed at night to wake up in the morning thankful for a new day.
Right.
I mean, the fact that we can wake up bleary-eyed and turn off the alarm and shake off the cobwebs and get up knowing that we have one more day. Mm-hmm. But we weren't guaranteed when we went to bed.
Right.
We get to start by being thankful.
Right.
And I'm a big proponent, right? I mean, this is the day the Lord's made. I'm going to rejoice and I'm going to be glad in it. I'm going to give thanks for the day that I get, because nothing's ever promised and nothing's ever guaranteed.
No.
And now I guess the older I get, the more mindful I am of that. When you're younger, you're indestructible.
Right.
But I stood by enough gravesides and enough emergency rooms to know that, what, that's not the case.
Yeah.
There's no day like this day.
Right.
And so we need to be thankful for that, because that thankfulness really does kind of set the tone for everything else that's going to happen. It changes everything.
Right. Absolutely.
It's going to happen.
It does.
I mean, we couldn't do this show if we weren't thankful for the good gift that God has given us.
Yep. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, one of my favorite passages, and you actually prompted me to this passage, because you did this great series on Mark 12:30 through 31. Love the Lord thy God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. Actually, how many messages? 5?
I got 6 out of that one.
Six messages.
Yeah.
That you can watch.
That's right.
If you go to our website or go to the app, the Church at 434 app on your phone, you can go back and watch all of those messages that he preached on that. But it's from Luke chapter 7, verses 36 and following, where Jesus went to the home of Simon, the Pharisee. And when he went there, this woman, who was obviously a woman of the street, came in and, dumped some ointment on him. And she was so overcome that she started crying, and her tears, fell on his feet, and she wiped his feet with her hair. And, Simon is thinking to himself, if this guy were really a prophet, he'd know what kind of woman this is who's doing that. And so he's no real prophet. Jesus knew what he was thinking. And he said, Simon, he said, let me tell you a story. And told him the story of the 2 debtors. The one guy owed 500 denarii and another guy owed 50 denarii, I think. And it comes time to pay and they can't pay. And the guy forgives them of their debt. And he said, Simon, which one do you think loved him the most for that? And he said, the one who was forgiven the most. And he said, exactly. And then he talked to him about, when I came here, you didn't greet me with the normal kiss. You didn't have a servant, wash my feet. And you didn't anoint my head with oil. But this woman hasn't ceased crying and wiping my feet with her tears and with her hair. I guess I'm in that category with the woman, because I'm a sinner, man. Mm-hmm. And to have the forgiveness of Almighty God, that's a big deal.
Sure.
And there's a lot of people that really don't think about how thankful we should be for what we have through Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I love that story too. How would you like to be Simon? And Jesus know what you're thinking and call you by name and tell you a story that intersects what you were thinking in your head that no one else knew.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't that scare the willies out of you?
Yeah, and I can imagine that music in the background going ta-dun-dun.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's just brutal. I mean, and it's such an on the point story. Now, again, Jesus told it, so we would expect nothing less. But still, it's a powerful moment because again, we are so consumed, I think, in life sometimes with what's wrong and what's not going well. And again, we have to put energy into those situations and circumstances. But by doing that, I think that we fail then to put the energy that we need to into being thankful.
Right.
And really taking the time and saying, God, I'm having a hard time here, but I sure am thankful for what you've done and how you're working and your provision and stuff like that. I mean, I think that sometimes we're really short on our memories.
Yeah.
About what it is we're really supposed to be about, and what we're doing.
What is it that drives us to that point, though? It's what happens in life, Some guy wakes up one morning and he's got a note from his wife who's said, I've had it and she's leaving, and he gets divorce papers. Life just kind of happens. Or the person that's waiting for the results on a biopsy, and you find out that it's bad. I mean, life just seems to be in your face, and it's sad that it takes those moments to drive us to God. And of course, we're always so thankful when God comes through. Yeah. I hate to say it that way, but I like your idea of starting the day thankful for another day. What's
tragic, I think, about the situations you just mentioned is not just the fact that, sometimes it takes something catastrophic to drive us to God and to say and to learn thankfulness. How often have you met people, and I know I met them too, where God has intervened and shown up, and you've actually heard them say, I will never take God for granted again, or I'll always be thankful. And yet, as time goes by, you forget. We get right back into old patterns, old ways, start making the same old mistakes, being the same old boneheaded people we were before.
Right.
And we lose that excitement and that appreciation and that joyousness about being thankful for God. And I think that's one of the reasons that Thanksgiving as a day becomes so much more powerful if we will hold the day, because it kind of reorients us.
Right.
It kind of sets us apart and reorients us as we get ready to move into Christmas. And I think there's incredible value in that. I think we need those moments that we really do remember and on purpose change our focus.
Right.
Because sometimes, someone needs to grab me and just go, will you look at what's going on around you? Be thankful, bonehead.
Yeah.
Just like everybody else.
I can do that for you.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah. And I know you would. And we'll do that for you too. Just give us a call. We'll send you a video and let you know. But we all need that from time to time, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because again, we become we micromanage our problems sometimes to the point of not doing or accomplishing anything else.
That's exactly
We're just so consumed.
Right.
And thankfulness is healthy for us, though. I think that shows up. I mean, in Scripture, we're to rejoice, we're to give thanks. What are the benefits? What does a life look like when it becomes thankful?
What does our life look like when we become thankful? I think one of the things is you're going to see joy.
Yeah.
You're going to see peace. You're going to see contentment. And, it's going to have all the good effect on your life that it should.
And that's mental health stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we live in a world where people, sometimes struggle with keeping their head in the game. Now, again, I'm not talking about mental illness or anything like that. I'm just talking about that general overall, man, if you're going to try and keep your head where it needs to be, thankfulness really does drive and kind of keep you focused and keep your mind sharp on what it needs to be sharp on.
Right.
And I think because everything you just mentioned, that's just a part of the way we view life. And it's not a feeling. It's a choice, it's a decision, and it's the way that we live.
Right.
I also think, I think being thankful enhances your relationships.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I'm thankful for you, you're thankful for me. We're thankful for our audience, but when you're thankful for the people that you're dealing with.
Right. Makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, you see people as creations of God that you have the opportunity to interact with. That's pretty spectacular, I think.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is. Anything else pops in mind? What happens to a life that's lived thankfully?
Well, I think a life that's lived thankfully is you start looking at life differently. It's not so much wrapped up all around you, but we kind of open the door to let other people in, and then trying to use our life so that people can have Thanksgiving in their life too. So it's just all the way around.
Yeah. And that connection becomes really important too, because it is incredibly hard to be thankful in isolation.
Yes, it is.
And when we isolate ourselves, we find ourselves kind of getting in there and
Right.
and it
Crunch down.
yeah, it really does. I mean, it becomes tough.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that as we move into this Thanksgiving Christmas season, that our viewers, you and I, can keep in mind the importance of giving thanks and being thankful, because we got a lot to be thankful for.
Having a thankful spirit about you.
I mean, I'm thankful for our audience because, I mean, two guys like you and me, we got a TV show.
Yeah.
I mean, man, we're going to be thankful for that. I mean, because, we're like, monkeys pounding rocks. I mean, we don't know a whole lot about anything. But here we are every week getting to talk and share and talk about the journey of faith. So it's pretty spectacular.
And I look forward to it.
I do too.
I'm thankful every time we get to do this.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah,
so
I am.
So that means we're thankful for you. Who knew you were a gift?
Hey.
You are.
Yeah.
And we're going to come back and we're going to wrap this thing up. But before we do, we're going to take a break. So sit tight. Hey, it's me again, and I just wanted to take a moment and invite you to check something out. It doesn't cost you a dime, but I think that it's something you might really enjoy. The Church at 434, where I'm the pastor, where Chris Whaley is on staff, we have an app, and that app is absolutely free. You can find it by going to the App Store for iPhones. Just type in the Church at 434, or go to Google Play for Android phones. Again, the Church at 434. And when you get there, you're going to find a number of resources that are designed just for you to encourage you in your spiritual growth, in your walk with Christ. There's going to be some things that will entertain you, that you'll laugh at, that will be fun. And you can also tap in and watch our worship services. You can see some of the films that we've made. You can see some of the activities that we've got. And you can connect to the ministry of the Church of 434, where Chris and I are a part of that on a weekly basis. And we would love for you to join us and become a part of that network with us. And so check out the Church at 434 app in the App Store or in Google Play, and you can visit with us there. Also, you can email us right through that app, and we'd love to hear from you. Just say, hey, I got the app, and I like it. If you get the app and you don't like it, we don't want to hear from you. But that's a whole different thing. Let's get back to the Clash.
Well, have you ever wondered how Thanksgiving got started? I'm so glad you asked me that, because I want to share with you. Actually, the Plymouth colonists from England and the Native American people shared an autumn harvest feast that is acknowledged as one of the first Thanksgiving celebrations in the colony. Do you know that, Jim?
I did not.
And for more than 2 centuries, days of Thanksgiving were celebrated by individual colonies and states. It wasn't until 1863, in the midst of the Civil War, that President Abraham Lincoln proclaimed a national Thanksgiving Day to be held each November. But that holiday is not without controversy, because many Americans, including Native American ancestry, believe that Thanksgiving celebrations mask the true history of oppression and bloodshed that underlies the relationship between European settlers and Native Americans. But something else happened. They made it a national holiday for the fourth Thursday of the month, and then Franklin Roosevelt changed it to the last Thursday of the month, because he wanted people shopping because of the Depression.
economy, right?
Yeah. And then it was changed back. So there's a little bit of history. Maybe you didn't know, Jeff.
I didn't know that. Now, I do have a Polaroid of Squanto at the first Thanksgiving dinner.
Really?
Yeah, I do. It's in my office somewhere.
I have all kinds of stuff on Squanto.
Yeah,
We didn't get to
I've got some Polaroids that they took and stuff, and it was pretty awesome seeing him there at the table.
Yeah,
But other than that, that's another show altogether.
Okay. No blemishes?
No,
Okay.
that's
Okay,
just good.
good.
So, all right, well, listen, we're thankful for you. And so thanks for joining us. This is a Thanksgiving episode. Any Thanksgiving advice?
Yep. Thankfully, don't tap out.